Now, oh, my name is Anja. My lens is a little bit dirty. I'm Anja. There we have Sean the harp. He's in his bag. He's waiting to go. And we're having breakfast. We're in a place called Zetten, and it is day 95 of From Here to Jerusalem. Now, I'm going to have some breakfast. So, 2 days ago, we were in Elst, and I've been learning about Elst and all these different places for the past few days. I'm going to try and go a tiny bit higher, because as per always, I am not the best in positioning things. There we go. Oh, maybe here. Would that work? That would work. That would work. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm going to have some breakfast. We've raisin bread and we've got brown bread. Oh, I found out I've been having like a really wonderful time. So Marcel came, it's Tuesday today. So I'm Anja, Sean the harp, 95 days on the road on our way to Jerusalem. A few days ago, I was in the Bild near Utrecht, very close to the place where St. Willibrord did some of his most important work for the Dutch, which was he started the building of the Dom in Utrecht. And 2 days ago, I did an update from Zetten, from Elst, from the camping there, and you could hear the thing in the background. You could hear the sound of the bells in the background, and I was eating the leftover best cherries in the world, fresh off the tree, just that morning. And strawberries. Because it is that season. It is that season. This is not stunning. Yeah. So like this. And Marcel had come from Amsterdam to join me for 2 days walking, so that I could sleep in a tent, whoop, whoop, which was great. So Saturday night we had in Elst, and then we walked on to Rainen, and of course in Rainen there is the harp shop where I was supposed to pick up my harp, but the harp shop was closed on Sunday and on Monday, and it hadn't arrived yet, so we decided to walk on. Now Elst was in the Middle Ages, really, or early after the fall of Rome. So this part of the world was where the fight between the Bataven and the Romans took place. So the Romans are being beaten back by the Germans in forests a bit further east, which is where I'll be heading next. Well, I'll be heading into the Ruhr first, but in that area, the Germans really beat the Romans. I've never been in this part of the world thinking about these things. But the Batavieren were doing a pretty good job themselves on the riverbanks. The Romans couldn't get over those rivers. Every time they did, they got a beating. So they stayed on the southern side of the rivers. Elst is on the Old Rhine. And then underneath that, you have the Maas, the Waal. And then there is the Lingen as well, which was now is like only a tiny river, but at the time, through the ages has created like havoc on the land. So we came across Willebord in Carlo. Yeah, I went to visit his little the shrine, and they have a knuckle of his finger, or part of his finger. Saint Willebord is sent out around the year 700 to do work in the Netherlands to help the Dutch become better Christians. He becomes responsible for the start of that. He doesn't stay, like he wasn't Irish and he wasn't Dutch. I think he originally came from could it be France or something? And he is responsible for the start of the build of the Dom in Utrecht, which is like, it's a spectacular piece of building. And this is around the year 700. His best friend, his mate, goes to Elst and becomes responsible for the building of the church in Elst. Now, we heard the church, we didn't go and see it because we had to get to Rainen, and I was having issues with my feet. It's funny with me because I'm not really hung up on then seeing those specific sites, but I like the idea through that part which was I don't know who it was that he is. And Rainen most likely also had a temple, I think, because there is a story. It becomes a medieval pilgrimage place to Saint Cunera, we'd say in English. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, and I still don't know the story, so I have to read up on the story. There's a little book here, and it was telling me the story about it. Very, very interesting, the story about Elst, and the story of how the land was shaped, because it was shaped by the rivers. The rivers were wild, like you can imagine that these, without all the waterworks in the land, if it was high, it would go high, if it was low, it would go low, and it would just create havoc, yeah? Now, it is the land of apples and pears and cherries. So all the slip of the rivers churned up, and this beautiful, mixed in with the sand, this beautiful land to grow stuff on, and is now renowned for the growing of fruit. So I was just fascinated that there were like that there is this like pilgrimage to this church I had never heard of. Now it's a beautiful church. You see it from far away. And you also know that you're on this Limes line where these people fought. I'm a descendant of the Bataven. My dad always made sure that we knew that we were descendants of them. And so we fought the Romans. So it's good. And in Rainen, I went to stay. So, and the countryside is lovely. So you've got all these, on the north side, you've got the Utrechtse Heuvelrug, which is like, it's sand. It is a hill. It's 55 meters high. And they found like old graves. So probably they call them the king's graves. We walked by there. All you see is the mount. You can't see much more, but it's in the landscape. And they found like messing or copper hammers, and a bucket which was used to hold the ashes of whoever was interred there. and it's all sand, and that sand ended up there at the end of the last ice age, which means that the land behind it is protected from the rivers. So on this hill, you were protected from both sides, really, because on the one side you still had the Southern Sea, which was open and still coming in and out, and on the other side you had the rivers, which were doing all kinds of crazy things. So yesterday I walked from Renen down to Ochten, and from Ochten to, I don't remember, but there's a church there which is nearly pushed into the dike. Like the dikes, like they're not as steady as they look, and lots of houses, and over time lots of farms were lost on those dikes, especially on those big rivers, because the dikes were just pushed out slowly, slowly, slowly. Like they used to be just mounds, and the water rises, it pushes it out. The Vaal is a big river, like it really is a big river. It's very deep. Um, it's not, you can't see the tidal thing on this side, but it is, there's in spring there is a lot of water that comes down. Yeah, in summer it goes down a little bit, and in winter in the summer in spring it goes up a lot, and then slowly over the summer it goes down. There is so much traffic on there, like it was very, very, very impressive. It was a long day yesterday. I walked 16 miles, and it was the first time I was in a Betuwe since I was a child. So very exciting stuff for me. There wasn't much open. There's a lot to see. Um, I'm feeling a little bit different about the walking and even about the playing at the moment. Well, in Renen, my uncle had told me about this group, which are called Friends on Bikes, and you can sign up. And if you do multiple day trips on foot or on bike or on skates or whatever, as long as you are on your own, and as if you are making the effort to move, they will put you up and they give you breakfast. And it's like literally a pilgrim price. So it's 22.50. You sign up, you get like a little pass. You have to show it when you arrive, and then there is a bed, there's a shower, and you get breakfast in the morning. So I signed up because there's a good few of these places that I would like to, that I can stay with still in Germany as well, and it's a nice so that I don't have to be outside all the time. I was there with a family. The lady was a sculptor, a beautiful garden, and it was lovely. And last night now, again here in Zetten, because I don't know anybody here. I feel very like I'm taking it all in. Like there is, of course, a sense of familiarity in the Netherlands because I grew up here. Oh, I put my dress on the wrong way around. Nothing new there. But there's a sense of familiarity, but I don't really know very much. Monday was strange. Mondays are strange anyway in Holland because everything is closed in the mornings. They don't open until 12 o'clock, and a lot of places don't open at all on Mondays. It was a very quiet. It felt very much like a Sunday. In Ochten, I had something to eat at the bakery, which was lovely. And I've been meeting, like, the Dutch are kind of growing on me from the beginning in the Randstad. I still get, especially young ones on motorcycles. They'll go like, "Oh, Norway is the other way," because they think I'm climbing mountains. But overall, the people that you meet who take the time to listen, now nobody's interested in the music. And I'm kind of feeling that I don't want to share any of it either. I want to kind of keep it to myself. Um, it probably also has to do with, I don't know. I don't know. So I think I'm going to give the harp to myself for a little while. Just play for me. I've never actually done that on any of those journeys. Because I had this thing about that I'm not sure about the repertoire and that I would like to uh, start playing new things. Yeah, no. Zetten is a little bit bigger than I thought it was. There's another really interesting church. I don't know if I've got time to go and see it. But I'll go and see the outside anyway. Elst had Rainen had two interesting churches. The church to Connemara, which was already built, like in the church in Els was also already built by 1100, yeah. And they found stone that was used in the temple that was found underneath it. And they only excavated stuff quite late. So the excavations we're talking about is like in the 90s and in 2005 and 2011. So they're finding more and more and more. So we're becoming more and more aware of that history, of that Roman history, and how those lines came and went. And what I found surprising as well is that when the Romans were here, that was around the year 0 when they were fighting here. So they're building a place like Nijmegen is around the year 0, and they have a camp there, and they have a forum, and they have, so that's where I'm heading now next. And it stays there until at least the year 200 AD, and and then it becomes this city eventually. It was as big as 5,000, 6,000 people, and it's only 900 years later that in Utrecht they see a similar amount of people living in a town. When you compare that now to towns, of course, thousands and thousands, millions of people, hundreds of thousands of people living in cities. But at that time, 5,000, 6,000 people in a town was a lot. And you can only, when you think about it, sewage, water, clean water, firewood, safety, buildings. You wouldn't want to have more than 5,000 people, 6,000 people, because it can get so messy. And so there's 900 years then later that only that starts to come. So Zetten has two interesting churches as well. I might go have a look, replace the flip-flops, move on. I don't know if I'm walking over the dike. I need to have a look at the map. I'm feeling very, I'm enjoying having some time on my own. Yeah, I'm enjoying having some time on my own. I really enjoyed making the edited video, and I think I would like to make more of them. But like yesterday, I arrived here, I ate. I was in bed by 8, like I was so tired. Now, I was tossing and turning by 4 o'clock in the morning, but I'm tired, and even after 3 months, it is I can feel it. I can feel the work. I can feel the work I'm doing. Now, so today on the map, straight, it's 17 kilometers. I'd say it'll be 23. There's different ways of walking there. I can go over the dike or I can follow the route. I'll have a look at it today. And then after I have to make a plan for the border region because we're getting very close to the border. There isn't much more to tell. I'm going to read up a little bit more on the history. I'm going to plait my hair, eat the rest of my breakfast, and head on out. I have the feeling that I haven't had. I'm not really in touch with everything. I'm feeling good. Otherwise, yeah. I'm feeling good and I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling strong in my body as well. Like the foot thing. I'm gonna change this now because it's annoying me. The foot thing. With that, I had the blister on the blister on my foot yesterday. I was walking. I was walking on it, and yeah, no, it still hurts. I'd opened up the big blister on the small toe, and it, of course, it's still a little bit sore. But by the end of the day, I had the laces really loose on the foot, and it was fine. Like it was fine. I can do it. Of course, the other strange thing is that by now I'm on the road for 3 months. I haven't met, apart from that priest from Austria, Johannes. I haven't met any pilgrims, like none. Not on this road, not on this route. There's no really pilgrims. So, and because this journey is a whole lot longer, it'll take a whole lot longer to meet more pilgrims. So it's what it is, but it also it's a very solitary kind of thing. So very much in the head all the time, and in the body, and just trying to figure out how to keep going. And I noticed that last month I did nothing on the fundraising front at all, and I could see it in my bank account. Lucky for me, I don't need that much, even though the Netherlands are expensive, without a doubt. It's more expensive here even than England and Ireland. I don't think the Dutch would like to hear that, but it kind of is, especially because you're not allowed to camp out in the wild here at all. Like I can't just lie down next to the road. That's really a thing they don't like. I think in Germany it's the same thing. I have no idea how I'm going to do this, but I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to keep going and see what happens. I'm okay for now, but I think I should just because there is nothing wrong in being aware of the way I feel about the gratitude I feel in general about the ability to do this. It wouldn't go astray to show that that I have that gratitude, and that I don't know. The other thing, of course, is the menopause thing. Oh my God, like whenever any type of stress or even like stressful thoughts, and I start sweating, anything, there's loads of things that set it off. For drinking, it's definitely worse. So I can have my odd beer, but I can't do too many of them. And yeah, I'll work it out. Like I'm not too bothered by it. I have a little bit of brain fog, but even that is not too bad. Mainly when I'm trying to think of names or name things, then it doesn't really work. Yeah, I'm good otherwise. I'm gonna go start finishing this up, and move on out. I have the feeling I'm not that interesting. I don't know. That is different from the live videos that I used to do on Facebook, is that there is less interaction. But really, I'm okay. So let me show you around the room where I stayed today. So that was my bed there last night. Nice sound. And then you have, so and this is then for the 2250, yeah? So you get a space where you can be, and you can have a place where you can leave your bikes. And then I have a bathroom in there, and it was a shower and a wash basin, and then there is a little kitchenette over there. A lovely room, like lovely room, and that's in 2250. And you have to identify yourself. You pay them the money. You can be, it can be a social thing, but it can also, like last night I was very tired. The family the night before, they were she showed me around the garden and stuff. Yesterday there was none of that. I arrived quite late. And then you have your shower, you go to bed, and next morning you get breakfast, and then on you go. So yeah, so I'm in a part of the country that I was familiar with as a child, and now not so much anymore. And I'm then learning about all the history. And now I'm going to go have my breakfast, and then I'm going to go on. And yeah, tonight is Nijmegen, and then I'll have to look at Germany. It's just, and I still can't do this thing of the planning, yeah. So people always plan things, but like I look at those maps, and some days I can't do more than half of what you'd want to do. So I I think I do want to keep it open and just go from campsite to campsite, and if there are people there, then there, and if there's no place, that's okay. Yesterday morning as well, like I walked down from Rainham back. I was just outside of Rainham, and I walked back towards the river, because you could cross the river or the bridge, but there was also a little foot ferry for bicycles and foot passengers, and I thought, I want to take the ferry because it's much nicer. Then you walk over the dike system, and you really get a sense of, again, the might of water, like the old Rhine. It's lovely. Then you come to the valley, you go like, whoa, that's a big body of water, and you can see the cross currents and stuff. It's very impressive. And then there's all these big barges, and they're going up and down, and they go fast, like. So I wanted to take the foot ferry, and then I met this woman walking her dog, and she said, "Wow, you're laden down." I said, "Well, somebody's got to do it. This is a dirty job." And it triggered her to no end. Like she was like, must, nothing. You don't have to do anything. And I said, I told my little riddle about, the men that had gone in the Crusades to fight for Christianity. It turns out she's a pastor. She's a pastor, and so is her husband. And she's, and then she goes, "Well, if I admit, you can come and stay with us any time." See, that's the stuff I like. That's the kind of stuff I like. I like those conversations, and I like that kind of dynamic, and I'm really good at it. So planning is just still not really for me. Nijmegen, I have a cousin there, so hopefully I'll be staying with my cousin, and I also have an invitation from a lady who lives around there. Oh, which reminds me, I need to get in touch with one other lady who lives around this part of the world as well. She might want to come walk with me. That's really it. Now, thank you very much. I'm eating again. I'll try and do an update again tonight or tomorrow. I'd like to make another edited video. I really enjoyed doing that. So I've been thinking about doing more of those, but you need time. But then if I have more time on my own, then I should, and don't do like crazy long days and don't really play for other people, but maybe play some more for videos. It would make sense, right? I'll have to think about it. Okay. For now, travel well. I hear the world is still in upheaval. My world is nice and quiet. Just moving forward one step at a time. And I'll see you all soon. I'm really, really grateful to be able to do this. It is still open heart, open mind. If it is important, open the road before me and I will walk it. Now, goodbye from me. Goodbye from Sean the harp, already waiting to go. He's always eager to go. And yeah, until the next time. Bye-bye.